Network for more NASA GT Americas presented by Spark Virtual Racing and the final race of our 2020 season. We're live at Daytona for the Simracer Coin GP Championship night. And it's the last night of what has been a great inaugural season, and what a battle we have for the championship. I'm Chad Irvine. Here with me, as always, is Travis Seymour. Travis, how's your night going?
Say what? You're actually asking something about me tonight? Wow, dude. What a nice guy. My night's going all right. I can't complain. I'm more excited for this. Man, what an inaugural season we've had this. It kind of blew all my expectations out the water for the GTE series.
Yeah, we started out week one at your home track, Watkins Glen. Last week we're at my home track of Indianapolis, and now we're at Daytona. So let's take a look at the Daytona road course. It's a long circuit known for hosting the 24 Hours of Daytona. It's a 12-turn, 3.6-mile roval using all of turns 3 and 4, as well as most of turns 1 and 2. The infield section includes the International Horseshoe, a hard right-hander with another hairpin following the dogleg. It's a high-speed track similar to what we saw last week in Indianapolis, and it'll be interesting to see the same thing that we saw last week with the speed difference between the Corvettes and basically the rest of the field. Where do you expect to see the most passing, Travis?
I don't know. I'm sitting here looking at this thing. It looks like a Ninja Turtle with his fist up, doesn't it? That's all I can see right now. But,
I mean, that's one way to put it, my man.
But I can definitely tell you that the spots to look for in passing are probably going to be when you get out onto both the banked corners and coming onto the straight. The infield is a little tight. You're not going to have a lot of real passing opportunity there, but expect all hell to break loose when they get out onto the banked corners.
Yeah, it's also going to be fun seeing that little bus stop chicane on the backstretch. If you can set something up down the long back straightaway, you can have a chance there, especially if you get a good run out and get the draft. You can definitely make a move there as well. But it wouldn't be a championship night without some championship standings to talk about. Ray Kingsbury leads the points with 255, but not far behind is Ivan Pandev, just 16 points back. We'll keep you posted on that battle all night long, as well as Josh Klog, who's just 10 points behind Ivan, and he'll need a miracle, but you never know. Ivan Pandev is fourth. The Renault team sits second and fourth in the points, and just 1 point back of Matt Kingsbury. Now we're going to take a look at the team championship as well. What a battle there. I mean, you've got Spark and Renova running 1 and 2, and you've got them running 1 and 2 in the team as well between Renovo and Spark Virtual Racing. They have a 29-point lead, Spark does, over Renovo, but Masterclass Performance Racing in third, 84 points back. Basically between the two of those, both Spark and Renovo for the first 2 spots. Travis, what battles do we have all throughout all of our championships tonight?
It has been so close for so many of these things here. You got the Hard Charger Award, which looks like it's pretty locked up. But these teams, I mean, it's not out of Renovo's possibility to get back in this tonight, barring something bad happening to Ray Kingsbury. I mean, they actually still stand a chance for it.
Yeah, Ray Kingsbury also has a 5-point lead over Janney and Ragster in the Sprint Cup Championship, or the Sprint Championship. But otherwise, yeah, it seems like most of them are basically between Renovo and Team Spark as we start to see some qualifying laps turned in. Definitely, still waiting on some of the faster cars, but right now Janney is on top with still plenty of time left in this session. Man, we're just setting up for what a great race I expect to see. I mean, these guys have been working hard all season in and out, and man, we're going to have a fun one, aren't we?
I think so, and I can see some, in this practice, I'm seeing where some of these hard braking points and scalp tires are really going to come into effect here, especially, maybe not so much in the sprint race, but definitely in the end race.
Yeah, take a look real quick at the weather for tonight's race. It's definitely a colder evening here in Daytona, but you know what? 70 degrees in Florida is cold. I will take that, you know. It's nice and, you know, it's probably, what, 40s or 50s here today in Indiana. I'd much rather be down there where it's 70s. I can get a nice round of golf in. But 67 is the air temp, 69 the track temp, winds light out of the east at 3 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy skies, unfortunately. Would love to see this golden hour come through, and man, we're just set up for a great night of racing.
Oh, yeah, I think you just said it all. I mean, I don't really know how to improve on that. I'm not much of a golfer, but I mean, here we are. Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's go.
It's not raining. The wind's not blowing too hard, and it's nice and comfortable out for temperatures. You know,
I can tell you what, though, some rain would really make this a crazy battle here.
Oh, it certainly would. I would definitely love to watch that. I would hope that iRacing implements the rain in the next couple of seasons. I mean, they've got to be working on it, right?
They have been hinting at it. They've done a few Twitter posts that I've seen about it, so we'll have to keep our fingers crossed that maybe they'll add some more dynamic weather to the sim.
Yeah, as we wrap up our 2020 campaign tonight here at Daytona, we have to thank all of our great sponsors. I mean, we've got this tonight's event sponsored by Simracer Coin. I mean, they've done a great job and, you know, giving some SRC to the championship top three. We also got to thank, you know, our series sponsor, Spark Virtual Racing. Simracer Coin also, you know, they sponsored tonight's event. They also sponsored the driver championship. Team championship sponsors iDrive Sim Training, the Area 52 Designs and our design, as well as ETK Liveries sponsoring the Hard Charger Award. I mean, we've got plenty of sponsors. We have to thank all of them this season, Travis.
Absolutely. No, we couldn't have asked for better sponsors for this inaugural season here. You know, I'm telling you, though, I did get an offer. I did get an offer this week.
Oh, what was the offer here, Travis?
Come race for me, so that way you can win something.
Oh, who are you? You talking about for Rallycross next season?
No, they wanted me to race the GTEs this week. I said, no, my spot is up in the paddock here because Chad would be lost without me.
Oh, I'm sure I'd find a way to get Victor involved somehow. I would have to miss you. I miss you a little bit, you know, talking about Disney World and all the other nonsense you talk about here.
Nobody's as fun as I am.
You know, you'd fit right in with Florida Man, though.
Oh, there you go. Actually, no, let's.
You probably feel right at home here, don't you?
Florida. Nobody should ever be from Florida. I'm sorry.
We're under a minute to go left in qualifying here. Ragster, Kingsbury, Pandev, Janney, and then Lambert are your top five. We're still waiting on some guys to turn in their last laps. Definitely going to be interesting as we wrap things up here in qualifying, because as we get under 30 seconds now remaining, I mean, we're still seeing, I'm taking a look right now at Savian Ragster. You know, he's on his last flying lap. Oh my goodness. We'll have to see what happens with these guys. You know, he's currently on pole, but it looks like some guys definitely waited just maybe a little too long to try to get their last lap turned in.
Dude, Savian's looking really good tonight. And again, we're saying the same thing kind of that we saw last week with the Ferrari versus the Vet, where long straightaway high-speed straights or banked corners in this instance, just that extra top speed they have. I'm not sure that the Vets are going to be able to hold ground when you get out there, and they're going to have to hope for some passing opportunities in the corners.
And that looks like it's just about the checkered flag here in qualifying. Maybe a minute left? Are we? 10,
minute and 10, baby.
A minute 10 left. Yeah, that was a checkered flag that I was looking at for Ragster. He turns in his final lap and goes P1. 0.3 of a second behind is Ray Kingsbury. He's turned in all of his laps. That's a look at Ivan Pandev, who's turning in his last lap right now. And if you're noticing, that's not the zebra that we're used to seeing for these Renovo cars. Shout out to all the people at Renovo that are tuning in. You know, they work there. They're sponsored by their employer as well. These liveries for both Ivan Pandev and Savian Ragster, as Pandev goes P2. Both of these cars were designed actually by the coworkers, their coworkers' children, is what I'm being told, at Renovo. So definitely some different looking cars compared to what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing the the matching zebra stripes for them, but this time we'll actually be able to tell them apart.
And that's actually really cool, getting everybody involved in not only sim racing, but the esports in general. It's you love to see it.
Yeah, Ragster and Panda as clock runs out. It looks like everybody now off track. Yep, it's Ragster and Panda, your top two right now. A front row lockout for Team Renovo Racing. Looks like
Renovo's game tonight.
It looks like it could be. It has to be if they want to take both the drivers and the team championships. Because we've got a couple minutes here while we wait for the field to get together. You see them, they're forming up on the backstretch behind the pace car. We're gonna have a fun one tonight. Fun night of action. Any predictions, at least for this 15-minute sprint?
I got nothing. I have absolutely no idea. The Renovo guys are looking great, but as we've seen, it only takes one small mistake to give up your spots and end up in the back of the pack. So I think it's just going to be one of those things. Take it as it comes.
Let's see if we can't take a look real quick at qualifying results here as we get set for the sprint race. It's going to be Ragster up front with Pandev on the outside of row number one, a front row lockout for Renovo Racing. And then Ray Kingsbury and Michael Janney, Lambert, and then Matt Kingsbury in 6th, McDonald and Christian Jr. in 8th, and then Magnus Okenhog and Cody Erdman wrap up your top 10. 11th is Kieran Forrest, then Taylor Carroll, Claude, Tucker, and Brokaw. And then 16th is Cosgrove, 17th Kamal Hashimi, then Jack Belton, Chris Pio, and Stephen Lane. 21st is Kevin Fanning, then EJ Fuellner, Tristan Hagenstein, then Dan Ench, Steve Brown, Diane Feldman, 26, 27th, Josh Mertz. He's coming in without a lot of practice tonight. Looks like he just rolled off the truck, showed up to the track a little too late, but he got out there and he can start 27th, and Thomas Keene, Marwan Mafta, and Don Day in 30th. And that wraps up your field. A little smaller field compared to what we're used to seeing. I think we started the season with about 45, 46 cars. We're definitely set with 30 cars here at the Daytona. We're going to have a great time seeing these guys out here.
See that. The same thing happens in the NASA Rallycross. Once you start getting to the end of the season, whether some people just get discouraged or don't have anything to fight for, you will see them drop out a little bit. But odds are, I think they'll be back in the next season in 2021.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see going from season 1 to season 2. We've got some 2-car teams that might want a third driver. We've got some really big teams like the Spark guys, for example, that might try to, maybe pawn off some of their drivers to other teams and kind of, shorten themselves up. They took on a pretty heavy load there between, they've got the main team, that's the Kingsbury brothers running the Corvettes. They've got Dan Ench and Marwan Mafta running the BMW, if I remember correctly. They've got guys basically in every car in this field for the Spark, multiple different teams that they're running.
Well, I was actually thinking about this week. This inaugural season, actually, you get to see a lot of these racers that are unaffiliated or are basically racing for themselves. And I think you'll see in the off season some of these faster guys that don't have teams get signed up and picked up and sign deals and to try and strengthen teams for 2021.
And the pace car pulls off and getting a quick early jump there is Savian Ragster. Ivan Pandev in second place. Drops back behind, and these guys are off to just a flying start as they head down into turn number 1.
And you're seeing the Ferrari speed there compared to the Vets.
Side by side is Pandev and Ragster. Brandon Lambert gets by Janney for 4th place as well. What an incredible start. Still side by side of the 2 Renovo teammates. You see Ray Kingsbury back there in 3rd. These 3 cars are huge championship implications. You've got Ragster and Pandev 1 and 2. Then Ray Kingsbury, your championship leader, in 3rd. And every single point matters as we get set to go for the feature race coming up in just after this.
This is what we talked about. Those Corvettes, they brake so well, they can brake so much later that they're not out of the fight. That's for sure.
It looks like we might have an issue further back.
And we got a step in front of Erdman. Magnus Okenhog again this week. That is not good luck for him.
no longer has a hood on his car. Oh my goodness. The points coming into tonight, as we mentioned, pre-race 7, Ragster was second, just a couple points behind Ray Kingsbury, and he's looking to build on that right now because Ragster has the lead, Panda, and then Ray Kingsbury in third. And for every point that Ragster can take off of Kingsbury here, that's going to be one fewer point that they have to worry about in the future.
Absolutely. I believe, what was it, 16 points separate the Sabian from Ray Kingsbury. It's not an unbeatable deficit there. I mean, he does have the chance to do it. He's going to be, crossing his fingers that
Kingsbury goes way too deep. This could be trouble.
This is what I was just talking about.
That's 1 point loss there. Is it going to be a second one as well? It is. So Kingsbury now back to fifth. Oh my goodness, this is huge for the championship.
Commentators curse. I got to stop it.
You know what? All you're doing is making the championship battle more interesting for the future.
Absolutely. You hate to see it, but at the same time, it's like, well, okay, now we got ourselves a battle.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Kingsbury, drove it in a little deep, got on the outside of Panda going into turn number 1 and just didn't get on the brakes early enough. He tried to outbrake him, could not do it, safely, and he ran wide. Thankfully kept it out of the tire barrier, and that could definitely save at least some points here, compared to completely getting a goose egg here in the sprint. There's a look at your leader up front of Savvy and Ragster. So it's so nice. It's so relieving to see, two different style cars for these Renovo guys. Week after week we talk about they look exactly the same, but man, they look different. They look great out there. Shout out to the Renovo staff that drew this up.
Absolutely, they're actually very pretty cars for the kids that drew them up. Round of applause to you guys. Those are beautiful cars and interesting. They're not just, your normal 2-tone, 3-tone color schemes. They're quite interesting.
And there's a battle further back in the field. That looks like that's the 17. That's Kamal Hashimi, Josh Clogg, and is that Tim Brokar or Filmer in there? Oh, there's contact for Ray Kingsbury up front. Kingsbury got into Brandon Lambert going into turn number 1. Kingsbury keeps it going.
Wreck behind Kingsbury as well. We're going to have to go to a replay on that one.
It doesn't look like there's much damage to the front of the Kingsbury's car, thankfully. He does have a pretty decent. He does have a pretty decent gap in front of him as well. Here's a look at the replay. And look at, Lambert was just on the outside, not expecting Kingsbury to get that run, but he can brake so much later in that Corvette that he just dove it down, on the inside, and Lambert didn't expect him there. But thankfully, Kingsbury doesn't seem to have much damage. We'll have to see how things play out. He did lose at least a couple tenths. He's about a second, maybe 3/4 of a second behind Daniel McDonald, who's currently running in P3. That's the first time I think we've seen him up in the front of the pack so far this season. This is just in the sprint race. We'll have to see what he can do in the full 45. But, Ray Kingsbury now is up to fourth place now after dropping back a couple. Matt Kingsbury, his twin brother, right behind him as well. I'd have to expect some team orders to come into play here. If it's Matt and Ray battling for fourth, I think that Matt just has to let his brother take the position every single point here that he can.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't think there's any way this in the season finale of the whole series that you're going to see those two really battle it out. If Matt came up, and I think if he was slower due to damage or something, he would let him by. But other than that, I don't think he'll even try. At least I wouldn't. That would, as a teammate, you don't want to end up wrecking or slowing down the gentleman who's going to win you guys the team championship, possibly, and the drivers.
Let's take a look at Brandon Lambert there further back in the field. He's got some damage. He was running fourth coming into this lap. He is now pretty far back in the field. Lost a ton of ground, and there's more contact there.
Oh, my God. He got him again.
That's the same spot that he was in trouble with. That was Thomas Keenan, the 12 for the Spark team. And there's a third car there. I can't tell who that is. He's blocked by the pit wall as well.
An LLM car, isn't it? Steve Brown.
What an interesting start that we've had so far tonight. I was just going to talk about how Dan Ench is working his way a little bit up through the field. He started 24th, and now he's up to 16th. But, man, there's just battles all over. And going off in front of Ench is Michael Janney as well. Or that was EJ Fuellner. Sorry, you're a leader in the hard charger award. Maybe he's just saving himself, tanking a little bit, so he can make up even more spots for the feature.
Maybe there's some strategy there. I don't think so. But I mean, he is doing good today to add to that lead in the hard charger. He's already up 5 spots, so I mean, at least he's hanging in there.
And there's a look at Cody Irvine. You see him picking up 4 spots so far. Still some work to do, though. Top 3, no changes. Ragster, Pandev, and McDonald. They've pulled out about a 2-second lead over Ray Kingsbury, who's running 4th right now. And then Matt a little further back. He's lost. Ray just got passed by Matt at the line, so now it's going to be Cody Erdman and Josh Clogg running side by side going into turn number 1. It's going to be Clogg getting that spot up there, but trying to cut back move is Erdman. This is just such a fun battle to watch. They were side by side going into 1, and then Clogg got the spot. Erdman wants it back. He's going to be fighting here as they go through the International Horseshoe towards the dogleg.
And it looks like he might have gotten a little loose there coming out of that corner. One thing I am surprised is how much trouble turn 1 is giving all these drivers. It's such a fast corner, and it binds up on you really quick.
It really catches drivers out. That braking point is so hard to get right, just because as you're driving down there, the braking markers, such a wide area of the track, it might be hard to find your exact braking spot that you want. And this battle starts to spread out just a little bit, looking a little further back in the field. Looks like this is Hagestein in front, and then Mofta, Christian Jr., and Fanning. And wow, Michael Janney right on the back bumper of Kevin Fanning as they head up onto the high banked part of the circuit.
And I mean, I think this is what it's just going to be here. It looks like maybe the track's getting a little rubbered up now, and everybody's having a little easier time getting through the turn 1. At least I'm hoping so, because I'd hate to see more wrecks.
Yeah, we did see Moff to get past Hagenstein on that back straightaway going into the bus stop. And one thing we haven't had to deal with so far this season is racing at night. Yes, it's a very well-lit night track, but the headlights still come into play. They will actually, could make a difference in terms of, maybe flashing them at your competitors and maybe trying to make them make a mistake.
Surprisingly, we haven't seen anybody even implementing that yet. I figured it would be nothing but flashing lights all over the place, people with 4-ways on.
Mofta goes a little deep. Everybody going a little deep there into turn number 1. I did see Mofta use his headlights going into the bus stop chicane, and I think that Hagestein just let him by. But there's another car off right in front of these guys. That's Josh Mertz.
Josh Mertz off again. Well, and we can't say too much. He's up 18 spots, minus what he's losing right now. And he didn't even get to practice.
27th to 9th. What a run. Just 6 laps into this race as we approach 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. Like I said, he did not get 1 second of practice aside from his qualifying, because apparently his car blew up on the way to Daytona tonight. So he did make it, but he didn't get to practice. That's pretty impressive for Mertz there. He's running a really good race.
Such a fun battle. We got battles all over the track right now. I mean, we're taking a look right now. That's the R-Design 13 of Josh Clogg and Cody Erdman, the 52. We were talking about them earlier. They're battling back at it once again. Battle up front, about half a second between Ragster and Pandev, and then McDonald. So no changes there in your top 3. Still 4th and 5th are the Kingsburys, and then Josh Clogg about 2 seconds behind Ray Kingsbury. So still a top 5 with some championship implications, but further back in the field is where the real battles are.
Absolutely.
Let's look at 99 of Ivan Pandev as they go through the International Horseshoe now.
Why do they call it the International Horseshoe?
Because it's worldwide.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have caught that. So you're talking like prestige worldwide, right?
Exactly. Everybody knows it around the world.
Yeah, first, you're last.
Wrong movie, but There's Clog thinking about sending up the inside of Erdman, but no, it's still going to be Erdman in 6, holding on to that spot. Josh Clog trying to get a good run here as they go. This is where you really need to get a good run. It's such a long straightaway. If you can get a good exit right there back onto the oval, you can make up a ton of ground. But if you don't, you lose all of that time, even with the draft. You see Cody Erdman getting a huge run there, coming out of the infield section, and now he's got about a 7 or 8 car length advantage as they go down the back straightaway. We'll see if the draft helps Clog catch up at all, but you see maybe make up a car length or 2, but can't do much there.
That turn that you were talking about, you know what turn that really reminds me of coming back out of there is Lime Rock. Sam coming onto that Sam Posey straight, that corner is so hard to get right, but if you're good, you can gain so much time there, and that's exactly how this corner is coming out onto that bank corner.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed between these two cars of Erdman and Clog that we were just looking at is that Erdman is really aggressive compared to Clog when it comes to that bus stop chicane. This is further down. This is Ron Christians Jr. that you're looking at once again. He's followed up pretty close by, it looks like, Michael Janney. And is that Marwin Moft up there as well? Yeah, so Moft is going up the inside. He's going to try to hold on to that position.
It looks like he will, coming into that turn 1.
Have to see. Ron Christians Jr. A little late on the break, locked him up on exit. This is further back in field. That's Josh Mertz that we were talking about earlier there. And these guys, yeah, it sounds like they're apparently teammates, according to our producer, Victor. Former teammates, so they got some rivalry there. We might see some fisticuffs down on the infield. Former teammates here in NASA Rallycross. So they go through the dogleg on the infield section of this road course there. That's Mertz and Hagenstein.
And I definitely think that the rubbering up of the track is coming into play here, because
that's a look at up front. You're just taking a look there at Ragster, Pandev, and McDonald. This is Kingsbury and Kingsbury now. That's Ray starting to catch up on his brother, Matt. I think that this has to be teamwork. He caught up so much right there that Matt has to be letting Ray by. I mean, there's no way that that's not what happened. You don't run that line unless you're just giving up a position.
Yeah.
Looks like they're coming to the white flag. Let's hope everybody put enough fuel. We saw that last week there with Ray Kingsbury not adding enough fuel to his car and had to give up the lead on the last lap, ended up finishing second to Ragster at Indianapolis.
Now, actually, I believe it was the week before Indianapolis too. We had I think 2 people that ran out of fuel, or 3 coming into the last lap.
That was a couple.
No, that was Sonoma. That was Sonoma. Yes, sir. My bad.
Yep, that was at Sonoma. Yeah, multiple people running out of fuel there, as well as I think it was, I'm trying to remember who else there. I think it was the Masterclass guys ran out of fuel, maybe at the last corner of Lime Rock as well. So definitely interesting to see fuel strategy come into play, but these front 3 really bunching up right now.
Oh, yeah. And
that's still Ragster, Pandev, and McDonald out front, 1, 2, and 3. And you have to think that at this point, Pandev is just trying to hold off McDonald for his teammate. Final time down the back straightaway here in the sprint race. Going through the bus stop chicane and completely missing it is Pandev. He's going to have to give up second position there. Will he lose any more spots? We'll have to see where Kingsbury comes out. He's just now coming out of the bus stop chicane. He's very aggressive. Looks like McDonald is still running. He's losing a ton of time. He might be out of gas. We just talked about it.
Again, the commentator's curse. I'm going to roll with it.
There's no way that he is not out of gas. He's lost so much time right here. Yeah, he's only in 5th gear as they come to the line. Is he going to end up finishing second? Yeah, he is definitely out of gas. I just went on board with him. Yeah, he's definitely, oh my goodness, what a finish there. Further back in the field, we'll have to take a look at some of these other battles, but it's Ragster, McDonald, and Pandev, your top 3. Ray Kingsbury finishes 4th, and Matt Kingsbury wraps up your top 5. Still racing back to the line. There's a ton of battles going on right now. That's side by side at the line. We'll have to see who got that position. Taylor Carroll by 14 thousandths of a second right there. Oh my goodness. Then Dan Ench looks like barely got that spot over, I believe was like Chris P by 83 1,000ths of a second. Oh my goodness. Just incredible racing we saw there. We had one guy run out of fuel. We had, last, corner passes. We had, guys separated and getting the win by less than a, hundredth of a second or less than a tenth of a second. Oh my goodness. And it does sound like we also will have, unfortunately, a retirement for the feature as well. Kieran Forrest having some connection issues, and that's just, it's unfortunate. You really don't want to ever see that. We got a 6-minute warm-up here. Looks like just taking a look at how they finished in that sprint is Ragster, McDonald, Pandev, and then Ray Kingsbury. So we talked at the top of the show how... Okay, it looks like we're actually going to have a quick interview for a second here. Savvy and Rags are going to join us in the booth. Savvy, you needed every single point tonight coming into it. You picked up 3 there on Ray. What were your thoughts on how that race went?
Oh, that was a great race for us. Just kind of did our best to get in the groove and drive as slowly as we could and just manage the gap. It was the setup was great.
Right behind you, Daniel McDonald finished second in the sprint, and he ran out of fuel coming to the line. Any fears for you on fuel strategy coming into the feature?
Oh, I thought he got a slowdown going through the chicane because he dropped off. He totally had a run on me, and I was like, oh, he's gonna get me right on the line. But oh, that's so unfortunate.
We also saw your teammate there on the last lap just completely blow the chicane, giving up second place. Man, what a race you guys had. You're looking different. You're looking flashy here. I'm sure you want to say hi to the people back home.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to definitely thank our Renovo teammates. We have some custom liveries that we're running today, actually created by one of our coworkers' daughter. Some in-house artwork that we're running on our cars here, and looks pretty good. We're going pretty quick with them as well.
Yeah, they seem to be a good luck charm there. Maybe you'll have to have them design all your cars next season as well.
Yeah, they look great. We'd be open to that.
You're looking great. You're feeling great. You got a couple points still to make up in the Drivers' Championship. I'll let you get back to your practice. But, hey, Sabian, best of luck and good luck.
Thank you.
That was Sabian Ragster, driver of the number 91. Here as we wrap up the sprint race, and we're going through a little 6-minute practice session, a little warm up here, getting drivers to feel out the track on full fuel. We're gonna have some fun out here. Travis, what's we're looking forward to the most as we get set for the feature?
Well, I just figured out that I've been talking, but you turned my friggin' mic mute on, and I'm gonna get you back for that.
It wasn't me, I swear.
No, I'm really looking forward to the inversion. I'm looking forward to see how obviously the Renovo guys have been really fast tonight. So whether that turn 1 with having the inversion flipped, if that's going to cause them any trouble coming into the turn 1 in the chicanes early on, I think that's going to be quite the interesting battle. See whether they can make it through the pack to get back up into 1-2 again and take the fight to the championship standings, to be honest.
I knew that turn 1 was going to be a big passing zone here. I knew we'd see a lot of action. I didn't think it'd be as much of a relying on your opposing drivers to make mistakes. We saw Ray Kingsbury go from second to fifth in one corner and barely got one spot back for that one. Overall, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how far some of these guys can work their way up. I mean, Pandev Ragster in qualifying, both Ragster and Pandev, as well as Daniel McDonald, were about a second quicker in qualifying than Lee Tucker, who's going to sit on pole after the 8-spot inversion. So definitely going to be interesting to see how some of these guys handle in traffic.
Absolutely, yeah. No, these. Let's talk about number 2, by the way, in that sprint race. I didn't see it. And he didn't disappoint. He came out and just kept his nose clean and ended up with a number 2. That was pretty impressive. And if he can do that in this as well and just kind of find his lane and keep up with them Renovo guys, he might even have a chance to come in for a number 1 here. which I believe was Daniel McDonald now that I'm thinking about the name. Yes, Daniel McDonald. Victor is correcting me or telling me that I'm right, but we already know that I'm always right, so it doesn't really matter. That's right.
The lead for Kingsbury was 16 coming into tonight. It's now down to 13 after that sprint. What that means, just kind of taking a look here at the points, is that if Ragster does win, it's going to have Kingsbury is going to have to finish at least in 12th position or better. So 12th or better for Kingsbury will guarantee him the championship. We'll have to pay close attention to where he's running. Have to definitely make sure he doesn't make any mistakes if you're Ray Kingsbury.
I mean, what would your strategy be? Would you go gung-ho and try to get up into the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots? Or would you just kind of hang back and wait for the wrecks and drive around them and just try to keep yourself in the, between the 5th and the 12th? What are you thinking on that?
I definitely want to take it easy. I don't want to make any too risky moves. You want to play it safe. You have a teammate starting right in front of you, so you definitely have some kind of little comfort barrier up front and ahead of you. But the interesting thing's gonna be when both of these Renovo guys maybe have to try to get around the two Spark cars.
Right. Well, and there was a quote for this. That's why no one will remember your name. Go for it. Go for number 1. Take it home. That's the strategy.
But the thing is, say Pandev or Ragster end up taking the win here in the feature, but Kingsbury still gets the championship. Do we see dual burnouts?
I would imagine so. I mean, how are you not going to win the driver championship and not do a burnout at Daytona of all places?
Looks like we are just now wrapping up, getting set for our feature race. The same format we've had all season, 15-minute sprint, 8-spot inversion to the 45-minute feature race. And that's what we're getting set for here tonight. It's going to be Lee Tucker on pole with Josh Klog on his outside, and then Cody Erdman and Matt Kingsbury, row 2. Row 3 is Ray Kingsbury and Pandev. And then McDonald and Ragster, the 8th car in your inversion. So definitely going to be fun to watch these guys get back out here and have some fun.
Absolutely. And real quick, while these guys are gridding up, I just want to give a big thanks to everybody that's tuned in and been watching, as we've had a really good turnout, especially for the finale. And, we wouldn't be doing this, I don't think, as big as it is if it wasn't for you guys. So I'd like to, first off, just say thank you for hanging out, watching, chatting, or even just lurking and listening to what's going on. We appreciate it. And hopefully you'll join us again in 2021 for the NASA Rallycross, as well as the next GTE series as well.
Yeah, we're going to have some changes, it sounds like, to the GT series, including multi-class racing between the GTs and the GTE and GT3 cars. So we're going to have 2 classes, basically a pro and an AM category. Definitely going to make things more interesting as we get set for another great season of NASA racing.
That one I might have to get into, I'm not going to lie. I want to run the Lambo.
It looks like such a fun car to drive. There was a whole bunch of new iRacing content that came out tonight. I'm not sure how much of that you were able to check out, Travis, but oh my goodness, just all throughout, whether you're into open wheels or dirt cars or anything, I mean, there's content for everybody coming out this release.
Oh, absolutely there was. Yeah, the big blocks are awesome. Totally looking forward to running those. The Huracan, I've driven a bunch of them in real life. I think well over 50 of them. And they are hands down one of my most favorite cars I've ever driven. So to get to recreate that digitally, since there's not one in my garage, looking forward to it as we hit the green flag.
Pace car starting to head down towards pit road. It's Lee Tucker on pole, waiting for him to go. The field stacks up, and now he pulls away. We are green for the 45-minute feature here at Daytona. It's Simracer Championship night at Daytona. Around the outside, picking up at least 1 spot. Kingsbury fighting back, though, is Cody Erdman. That's a battle for a third. Right behind them is Ray, waiting to take advantage here if something happens between these two. It's Matt up the inside, Erdman outside.
Ooh, and we got a lot of late braking coming in. These guys are 3-4 wide as we got people going through the infield here, too. That was a messy start.
Yeah, that lockup that you saw there was McDonald trying to go inside of Pandev going in through the International Horseshoe. And looks like Ray Kingsbury trying to take the spot from Cody Erdman.
Pio is off, and he's all the way down to 28th right now, as you see on your
in trouble for your championship leader. That is Kingsbury in the infield right there. Oh, my goodness, this is huge.
Who hit him?
I think it might have been Cody Erdman. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Kingsbury is going to have some work to do here if he wants to have a shot at this championship.
Well, not only that, now you have the damage to deal with on top of that, is making up spots.
There's a look at the replay. Yeah, Erdman. Yeah, you see there, Erdman just got a little loose on exit and then tries to correct it. Can't do that. And, this is going to be interesting to watch.
Hit him once, hit him twice. And bye-bye.
Marwan Mafta went way deep through the bus stop chicane there.
Yeah. Ray Kingsbury is back up to 10th, so he is moving. He's not done yet.
Yeah, you see him there side by side now with Kevin Fanning there. And it looks like he's lost some straight line speed. He's definitely losing speed to some of these other cars on the straightaways here. We'll see under braking. He's got a huge run there. And someone is off in turn 1 as well. And there's contact again. Oh, my goodness. This is not looking good for Ray Kingsbury. This was his championship coming in.
This is horrible because when these things start to happen to you, sometimes it gets in your head. And you make more mistakes because of these things that just happen that are kind of out of your control. I mean, what are you going to do at that point? You come into the corner and there's a racer sitting there. It happens, I guess.
And he's gaining position somehow with all of this stuff that's happening around him. It's still 40 minutes left to go. We're only 3 minutes in, and we are having so much trouble here. Oh, he's loose there coming out of the bus stop. Yeah, so there's definitely some damage to that car. I mean, he's been in contact twice, some heavy contact as well.
Let's not call it damage. Let's call it weight reduction.
He's got Kevin Fanning behind him. Look at this run that he is getting. He's definitely lost a ton of straight line speed.
Well, hopefully for him the vehicle is still good in the corners. At least he can maybe make it back up there. Seems to be holding steady, but yeah, he definitely lost that straight line speed that he had before.
Fortunately for him, he does have his brother behind him as well, so maybe you're going to see him, Matt, maybe battle a little harder here. Something definitely happened to Matt that lap as well, because he was second last time by the stripe, and yeah, he ran wide at some point, and yeah, there's definitely something wrong with Ray Kingsbury's car. He just gave up another position. As a lot of straight line speed has been lost for Ray Kingsbury. I know we're focusing on this car a lot, but this is your championship leader, folks, and this is huge. And now Matt Kingsbury goes through the grass.
Wide again. Is he collecting?
He maintains that Right behind him is Josh Mertz. We're getting reminded here. We also have a team championship the guys are battling for. These Renovo guys are running first and third. And then Team Spark Virtual Racing are all the way back down in, I believe it's 10th and 12th? Or 9th and 10th? 9th and 10th.
Yes.
My goodness. I mean, we're just having battles all over the place right now.
Well, and these are what finales are made of. First 5 minutes, and you've already got your points leader just about wrecked out on straight line speed. And everyone else is going wide and having issues with their brakes. And watch
Matt right here. Watch how much he closes up on Ray in front of him. He was 20 car lengths ahead coming out of the International Horseshoe. Now Matt gets by Ray, so there's definitely a lot of straight line speed loss. And there you see, I can't tell who that is just behind them as well. That is Stephen Lane, Jack Belton, yes, right behind them. So definitely interesting all across the board here to see what's going on.
Yeah, and I think probably from a team standpoint, Ray's saying, go, Matt, go, because for the team championship, Matt now needs to make these spots up that Ray's kind of been taking out of contention for. Stephen Lane is going to come up on the outside of him and take him too.
But you see under braking though, Kingsbury Ray can get so much better of a run. These Corvettes, just even when they're not damaged, they handle so much better in the slower corners than the rest of the field. He's getting all that ground right back on Jack Belt. No, now he goes wide. He's going to lose that spot for sure to Stephen Lane.
Josh Mertz going wide, it looks like. And
Ray definitely did up in front. Yeah, he lost at least 2 spots there. So that, unfortunately, I feel so bad for Ray right now. This was his championship to lose, and he lost 2 spots on that lap. He's probably going to, in that corner, he's probably going to lose even more here.
And as you can see, too, I was just taking a little bit of a better look at Kingsbury's car. There is some front bumper damage and hood damage to that vehicle, and that's probably what's screwing with his wind resistance on the straights.
Yeah, he's definitely got the front right of his splitter bent up just enough. It's going to create some more drag for his car. Definitely not getting the downforce that he wants or that this car was designed for. Now, Josh Mertz, I believe, is going to go up the inside.
And he's going to get it.
Now down to 15th. Your championship leader, I believe, is up to 3rd. What a battle we are having here. Every single position matters. And now Pandev and then Clog and then Ragster right now, 1, 2, and 3.
They're just kind of thinking, wow, as he runs wide there.
And down to 15th now is Ray Kingsbury.
Yeah, I hate to see it. It's I might call it though. I don't know. I don't know if he can get back up to 12th, barring some more accidents happen and something crazy up front.
Yeah, that car is really handling. I'm riding on board right now with Josh or with Ray Kingsbury, and that car is not handling well. He's really fighting it, especially through those tight corners. We are currently 2 points. We're hearing from our producer. 2 points to the good for Ray Kingsbury on Savvy and Ragster. Ragster can pick up at least that many. He'll pick up at least 3 points by getting to the front of this pack. And so it's Pandev, Clog, and then Ragster. He picks up 3 points just by going from 3rd to 1st. But oh my God, like this is just going to be huge for championship implications.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's very loose coming through the internet or through the bus stop chicane. I mean, he's just losing ground every single time through there.
Hey, Victor, where is my my hard charger winner right now? Where's he at? He is 19th, and he's on his way up.
He's
getting 3 more spots. I'm pretty sure he has locked that one down, guys. Barring a bad incident here and somebody else picks up 45 spots.
And we're side by side for the lead going through the International Horseshoe. It was Clog taking a peek on Pandev. Now he got a little loose on exit. Pandev still maintains the spot, but definitely seeing a good fight up front for this race lead.
Absolutely. And
oh my, we're hearing it's 1 point. Ray lost another spot that lap, and wow, we could see the Renovo just steal this championship away. We've still got 35 minutes left in this race, and my goodness, I was not expecting this kind of start.
Nope, there's a whole lot of racing still left and a whole lot of damaged cars on the field. So, Kevin Fanning goes off here.
Kevin Fanning out of the International Horseshoe. That is 1 more point for Kingsbury, so that puts him back to 2 to the good. Fortunately for him, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here as the race continues.
Yes, sir. And I mean, we got Brokaw up in front there. We got Marwan Mafta in 7th, and looks like Matt's made his way up to 9th. All these guys are starting to get a little separated, so they're not getting all that. What is it called? Never mind.
Yeah, right back down to 16th. It'll be really interesting to see if we don't see some crazy team orders coming in, because Matt Kingsbury, his teammate, I believe Josh Mertz is in partnership with MRT, in partnership with Spark Virtual Racing. Marwan Moft is up there in 7th. He's in partnership with them as well. I don't know how far you can get these team orders to go. If you just say, hey, I'm running out of fuel, I should probably pit right here. You never know what could happen.
And the big movement here is Clog. I mean, Clog is not even a second behind Irvine, so he's got all day. He's got 33 minutes to get it done. Let him wear the tires out. Get in that draft and take it.
Ragster lost a spot to Janney that lap as well. He's now down to 4th place. So it's Pandev, Clog, Janney, Ragster, and Brokaw, and then Keen, Mofta, Kingsbury, and then Jack Belton and Stephen Lane wrapping up your top 10 right now as we are approaching 30 minutes to go.
One racer I was really surprised. He's had some really great times posted throughout this series is Christians Jr. and he's just not having a good race tonight as he's all the way back. I believe it was 28th or 29th tonight.
Yeah, he's running 27th on track right now, and I mean he was involved in some contact early. It sounds like he's the last car on the lead lap as well. He's about 45 seconds behind the next position. That's Dan Ensch.
Yeah, and it's a shame because I mean he's been kind of one of those victims of commentators' curse and just issues on the track. And
I was talking to him. I was talking to him before the race, and I mean I was telling him, man, we've seen you in some great battles. We hope to see that from you once again. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like that doesn't sound like it'll be the case. As leaders starting to have to deal with maybe a little bit of lap traffic here as Cody Erdman lost another lap. No, Cody Erdman pulled off, actually. So, yeah, he's just losing lap after lap right now. You see him there in the pits. He's got a lot of damage. You see that rear wing bent down on the right side. But that's your battle for the lead right there. That's Clog and Pandev 1 and 2. Then Janney and Ragster 3 and 4. Both pairs of cars right there, probably separated by about 6 car lengths apiece.
Yep.
And these two cars could be fighting it out to see the championship. Ray Kingsbury still back in 16th right now. 16th is where he had to finish if he took max points in the sprint race. But there's a huge loss, another position loss there for Ray Kingsbury down the back straightaway. We're doing some math in our heads and making things up as we go. We're being told possibly that Kingsbury and Ragster are tied for the lead, but yeah, 1 point to the good right now for Ray Kingsbury, but it's from what I recall, Ray Kingsbury would have the tiebreaker if it came down to it. So we'll have to see what happens here as we still have 30 minutes to go. Only a third of the way through this race.
Absolutely. And on the topic of our top 3 there, Janney, I mean, he's fast and he seems to catch him, but when they get into these infield spots with all the turns and stuff, it seems like Clog is getting a little bit of a pull on him. And because just about every time they cross the line, he's got him by at least 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds, but then he makes it back up. So maybe vice versa. I apologize.
And,
Clog is taking him on the straights.
Yeah, and Josh Clog right now actually is 3rd in the points. He was 26 points back coming into the sprint race, but he definitely lost at least a couple points there as Ray Kingsbury finished 4th, so he took 5 points there. So 31 points back coming in. He has to do a lot. I think it mathematically might be impossible for him to take the championship at this point after the sprint race. He came in with the chance. It was a slight one, and it looks like that door is closed for Clog. He can still definitely win here at the Simracer Coin Championship night at Daytona. Definitely going to be interesting to watch as we are under 30 minutes to go now.
Absolutely. And, Cody Cosgrove, he's gained quite a few spots, I believe, hasn't he?
He's only up one.
Never
oh, my
mind.
Goodness.
At
the
one
commentators
point,
first strikes again.
This, okay? I'm sorry. I just give up tonight.
If you want to see somebody that's actually picked up spots, just take a look at Magnus Okenhag. He started the sprint, or started the feature in 27th, now up to 10. And he's involved in a fight there with Marwin Mofta right behind as well. He's up 17. Jack Belton right now up 20. He's running in 8th position. So we got guys moving up and down all over this field.
Absolutely. Jack Belton is up 20 spots. These guys made the moves, let me tell you.
Just charging up through this field. Still no changes there to your top 4, Pandev, Clog, Janny, and Ragster. Most of the battle are definitely going to be further back in the field. Marwin Mofta and Magnus Okenhag are definitely battling there for 9th and 10th.
Seen those battles go bad between Marwan and Magnus.
It looks like Magnus has got the spot from Marwan. He's got it by quite a decent margin as well. It was really close last time by the stripe, but now through the infield section, definitely lost some ground there. It looks like Brandon Lambert's trying to make a move there on Marwan.
Brandon Lambert's been having a really good run today too. He's just kind of, again, just kept his nose clean through this race, and it's been paying off for him as he keeps gaining spots and catching back up with the rest of the front of the pack here.
Yeah, you really want to just be able to run, be comfortable with your car and run flat out, make up spots here and there. And looks like Lambert's going to be going for a move on Mofta here. Can you get him on braking? Oh, locking up just in front, and Mofta has to get out of it to try not to collect him as well. So that's going to be one spot for Lambert. Can he get a second? That's Magnus there as well, up the inside. And it's going to be Magnus Okenhag getting the spot there.
You know what causes that? That's when you're driving off the back of the guy in front of you's bumper, and he misses the brake point. You miss the brake point. Such an easy thing to do is to just focus in on their car and miss your brake point.
Yeah, we did see Josh Mertz coming out of the International Horseshoe, flashing his lights at Marwin Mofta ahead of him. Definitely felt like he got cut off a little bit there. But we're going to see if Mertz has any sort of a run as they come back onto the back straightaway, coming into turn number 2 of the oval right now. You see that we have flashing his lights over and over again, just trying to, make a mistake, force a mistake, as Ray Kingsbury now back to 17th. He's got 7 seconds on the next car behind, so we'll have to wait and see. And they are tied, we're being told right now.
Baxter on the outside. Look at this battle.
He's got the run. This is the battle. This fight is for the championship lead into turn number 1. Almost some contact there with Janny, but Janny's going to hold on to that 3rd spot.
Oh, that's a good battle right there. Command that. I actually probably couldn't have put a piece of paper in between them 2 cars when they came together.
Peeking up the inside there was Ragster, decided to not make the move. Janny goes wide coming out of the International Horseshoe, and he collects it, and they're both around. Wow, what a race we are having here. My goodness. And Brokaw gets through.
Cuts him off.
Wow.
That is definitely going to be a penalty for a bad rejoin. That's going to hurt.
We'll have to see what happens here. What just incredible racing all around. I did not expect this tight of a battle. What is going on right now? What an intense fight that we're having.
Dude, my head hurts tonight. I've never had to do so much math.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3. Quick maths.
I thought it was 5. the mathematically correct version would be 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 222. Just for anybody at home that would like to know.
This is the battle right here between two Spark cars. This is Thomas Keenan, the 12, the red car, and then Matt Kingsbury, teammate, right behind in the 21 in that gold Spark car. Thomas Keenan, it looks like a Spark VR car. He's racing for Team Checkers or Wreckers. I feel like that's the team that Travis should be on.
It is not the team I should be on. You know, if there's no Wreck-It Ralph, I don't do it. That's right. Wreckers are Wreckers for me.
I mean, yeah, Travis never sees the checkered flag. He's just a bowling ball.
That is not fair. I have seen the checkered flag once or twice as I flip through it.
You know what? If you got to pit maneuver somebody out of your way, you're not doing racing right. Rubbin's racing.
As we go back to the race here, we got tons of people moving up through this field. We still got Mafta in 11th, Thomas Carroll in 10th, Mertz all the way up to 13th, so he's picking up some spots getting in there.
So it looks like Ragster is still in 4th position, by the way. He somehow got that spot back. He's going for third. This is fighting for third. We have to hope that, it doesn't seem like there's too much damage based on how he's fighting, but yeah, there's no way that there's much. If there is, it's not going to be impacting. Not going to be impacting him at all. Next car on track is well behind, about 5 seconds back, is Thomas Keene there that we were looking at a minute ago. And now he's going up the inside, going into the bus stop. This is a pass for possibly the championship win right here, if all results hold as we wrap up the. We still got about halfway through this feature.
Now, if they can just not wreck after they pass, that's what we're really looking for here.
Now he's kept it clean so far. He's got plenty of clean track out in front of him, so he just has to stay out of trouble, and he might have this championship as Ray is now down to 17. Yeah, he's losing a lot of time. There's 18 cars right now on the lead lap. Ray would be the last of those if he gets passed by the 827 Porsche of Tristan Hagenstein, who's currently, Ferrari. I'm getting all my cars mixed up right now, but if he gets passed by the 827, I mean, that's going to be 18th, and he's going to need some help. And you see him there. He is stopping. He's pulling over. He's towing back to pit lane. Something's happened to him. That could be huge as well. That might. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, you still have Cosgrove right behind him, too. You forgot about Cody. He's coming in hot.
Oh, my goodness. My timing and scoring is all over the place right now. And they're side by side. Now, Ray's running 144s, 2 seconds faster, a lap better as Cody Cosgrove right now. Definitely, the straight line speed is just not there right now for Ray Kingsbury. You have to think that with that contact that he had early on with Cody Erdman, definitely impacted the straight line speed. That's a look up front there.
I was going to say, sorry, I was just going through my notes here, and I can't find anything that I wrote down that's of any use tonight on this whole thing. So
you can throw your notebooks out the window. You can throw your bingo cards out the window.
We are spitballing it tonight because I have no clue what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
If somehow your bingo card is still in play right now, I want to know where you got your hacks from, because there's no way that you could predict anything that's happening tonight.
Actually, we did have one that came close. Daddy O'Rourke's in chat did say Yvonne and Savian 1 and 2. So he was close, but as the race goes on, it's been a little bit more wrong. So.
And that's a battle in the field there. That's Magnus Ogenhog and Marwan Mafta that you're looking at right there. That's Mafta in the black car back behind Magnus Ogenhog. And just going into turn number 1, you see cars locking up every single time through there. Just that braking point is so hard to get right.
Absolutely. I mean, between the Porsche and the BMW, I feel like the BMW's got the braking the better braking, but the Porsche, I feel like, has been kind of pulling away on the banked straights there.
There's so many long straightaways here at Daytona that it definitely is going to come into play with that straight line speed. So we'll have to see what happens as the race goes on.
Absolutely, as we are now under 20 minutes, 19 and 33 seconds to be exact, and fights are still going on. We still have Magnus on the bumper coming to try and get that pass in the turn one here. Yeah, as Victor says, this is like NASCAR 2003 days. You're gonna
NASCAR turn number 3 is
turn number 3. My
if
bad.
You want to talk about NASCAR racing 2003, we have to talk about Coca-Cola
because I'm like,
Speedway.
he must know something I don't, because this is about to get crazy. I was just gonna say he's gonna reel him in.
No, it's talking about NASCAR racing 2003. As we've got battles all over there. This is Oakenhog and Mafta once again. Mafta going up the inside to turn number 1.
As they are passing lap traffic.
They're just pulling over, giving room, and that's iDrive Sim number 84. Is that Feldman again? Yep, that is Feldman. Talking to the Feldmans before the race, and that's just unfortunate to see right there. Definitely more of dirt racers. They definitely helped encourage me to my moving up in the dirt oval rankings, get my license class up there this season, and definitely really been fun to interact with all these racers throughout the season. I've come to know a lot of them. I've hopping around chats before the race and talking to Pandev and Ragster, the Renovo team. They were really excited, knowing that they needed a miracle, but looks like they just might get it. Talking to the Kingsburys, they were hopeful, but knew that anything could happen. Some of these guys are just out here to have fun as well, so. We talked about the difference there between Kingsbury and Cosgrove. That was about 2 seconds a lap a little while ago. The gap between the two cars right now is 3 seconds last time by the stripe. So definitely closing in quick is Cody Cosgrove. Now back behind Cosgrove is another 7 seconds back to Daniel McDonald, and at 2 seconds a lap. My goodness, this is going to get real interesting. Is they're side by side for the lead? Is that Pandev going to lose it to Josh Klog? They're side by side.
Ran a little wide, and God, those Ferraris are just so fast on straight line.
Top 3 right now: Pandev, Klog, and Ragster. Ferrari, BMW, Ferrari. So.
Yeah, and doesn't that change up in the manufacturers championship as well?
First Corvette is Thomas Keane. Is 5th place right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would. I guess that we're being told that would be for the tie in the manufacturers championship as well. 5, 6, 7 are all Corvettes, so we'll definitely have to see how that shakes itself out for the championship, for the manufacturers championship at least.
That'd definitely be pretty interesting. Ended on a tie. Come back next season. Oh wait, but we can't because there won't be a Ferrari.
Yeah, we're still debating and getting a huge run down the front straightaway now. Josh Klog going to the outside. We'll have to see what they do under braking here. They are side by side. He's definitely there. Is going to go for the crossover move. Going up the inside now. No, something is. We talked about that battle with Oakenhog and Mafta, and something has happened to Magnus Oakenhog. He's now in the pits. And look at this battle. They're coming out of the International Horseshoe. It's still going to be Pandev in front. Ragster still just behind in third, about 8 seconds back. But what a battle we are having here for the lead.
It's making me wonder how much longer Irvine can hold him off. He is knocking on that door something fierce every time they come into turn 1 and 2 and into the International Horseshoe.
We've talked about fuel. We've talked about tires. Brandon Lambert now is in pit lane. He was running 15th, it looks like, and he is losing spot after spot. This is another point for Ray Kingsbury. if it comes down to anything, it's going to be attrition up here at the front of the pack, because that now moves Ray Kingsbury up to 15th place as it stands. Cody Cosgrove now 5 seconds behind. It looks like, just depending on where they come through these timing loops at. But look at this battle up front still. This is still Pandev and Clog, and a little loose there through the chicane was Pandev, but he keeps things straight, keeps things going. We'll have to see what kind of run Josh Clog can get as they go onto this high bank portion of the circuit.
It's actually not the first time. He's been fairly loose, and that might be due to the setup on his vehicle coming through that, but he seems to always be able to hold on to it, so it's a little testament to his skill as a driver there.
And you have to be very aggressive through it if you want to be able to maintain your position there. That's a look at Matt Kingsbury trying to make a move on Thomas Keene. They've been battling. They're about, maybe half a second between the two of them, maybe a second. But, yeah, I mean, they've just been fighting back and forth, back and forth. Surprised that Matt's not using his lights a little bit more.
I think you're just seeing everybody focused on the race right now.
He dives it in there early, Matt Kingsbury does. He got the position, locks it up, and he goes wide, gives the spot right back. What a battle. We're seeing great battles all over the track.
When pushing hard goes wrong, that is pretty much a testament to that turn one passing right there. Seen it repeatedly tonight.
And there's a look back out front there. That's Pandev still in front of Clog. Ragster still third, well behind. But these two still battling out. Even though they're fighting, at the same time, they put on 3 seconds the last couple laps on Savvy and Ragster.
Oh, absolutely. And it makes me wonder, hopefully each one of these guys packed a few extra pounds of fuel in there before the start of the race, because they're fighting so hard. I'm guessing they're probably not on the same fuel regiment that they would have been otherwise.
Yeah, and if this race comes, or the championship battle comes down to 2 points, you have to think back to last week at Indianapolis, where Ray Kingsbury got the lead coming out of turn 11 and just could not hold on to it as he ran out of fuel coming through the long final corner and front straightaway at Indianapolis.
Absolutely. I'm just kind of looking back here through the pack, and I mean, I think we're on 18 people still currently on the lead lap. That would be Cody Cosgrove in the back, and he's trying to keep it clean to catch up to Ray.
Ray Kingsbury, back in 16th right now. He's got 7 seconds on Daniel McDonald, the next car behind him. And he's losing about 1.5 seconds a lap to him as we approach about 12 minutes remaining here at Daytona for the Simracer Coin Championship night. What an incredible race that we've put on so far. And as things stand right now, if nobody changes any positions right now, at least for these top two guys, we are tied for the lead for the championship.
As we gets a little loose there, trying to take the outside from him here. Not quite going to get it, but man, that was a good battle too.
And look at all that damage on the right side there of Kingsbury's car. I mean, that damage is really impacting him. You know, the front splitter is bent up. That's going to impact the aero. But oh my goodness, what an incredible battle we're having up front. You still have to kind of be concerned, I guess, if you're Ragster. You know, we saw him do that unsafe rejoin after he was involved in contact earlier, but I don't know if there'll be a penalty for that either.
And sorry, on my earlier comment there, sorry, Pio is the last car on the lead lap in 19th. I was correct about the number, not who was in the back. So my bad about that.
Battle for the lead getting interesting right now. Coming out of turn number 1, it's Clog getting by Pandev. We have a change for the lead.
Wow, finally. He's got to be feeling that fresh air out front now as we're approaching the 10-minute mark left in the feature race here.
Yeah, he's already put out about 3/10 on Pandev. Well back is Josh Clog, but
he's also looks like they're going to be coming into some lap traffic up here. That could put a little, if they don't get out the way, which it looks like they're going to.
And even as these guys are battling really hard, even as they're battling that hard, just they're still putting on some of their fastest laps of the race. They just ran their fastest laps of the night.
Yeah, that's impressive when you can go through a whole 45-minute feature right down to 10 minutes left and still be running the fastest laps of the whole race. What a good battle. What a great race we've seen by these two, Irvine and Clog. Wow, just great driving all around between these guys.
Yeah, and Savian Ragster's in third. He's got about a 6-second lead back to Tim Brokaw, and he's definitely running faster laps, Ragster is, so no worry there for third place for Ragster. And it looks like further back down the field, we're talking about this championship battle. Daniel McDonald definitely catching Ray Kingsbury for 16th position, and if he gets by there, that has to be the point that would give the championship to Savian Ragster.
And now, because I am I'm a slacker, and it's been a while since I've read the sporting code, what would happen if they tied? Do we do would we have
one-lap race-off?
A one-lap race-off, that's what I was thinking.
That would be beautiful, but unfortunately, that's not how it works. If they do end up tied, I believe it goes on most wins, which would give it to Ray Kingsbury.
Wow, so yeah, I mean, that might be what the hope is, but I mean, he's losing spots faster and faster. I'm not sure he's going to hang on here.
We'll have to definitely check that tiebreaker. We're not entirely sure. I know that Ray has won at least 2. They both have 2 wins. I couldn't tell you.
It would go down to the third line, which would be?
I don't know. I've never been in this position before. This is my first time calling a championship night, and I didn't expect it to be quite this close. Oh my goodness, we've got... Oh man, what just intensity we're seeing all across the track right now. Yeah, this is a little mid-pack battle between Stephen Lane and Josh Mertz. Maybe about 3/10 of a second between them, a couple car lengths, and just in that draft of this long back straightaway, definitely gives you time to kind of just suck right back up. Oh, completely missing his braking point there was Josh Mertz. Definitely gives up all that ground right back, gets that slow down penalty, and now he's going to have to deal with Marwan Mafta coming up behind.
He's still
Lee Tucker and Marwan Mafta, yeah. He's going to lose 2 spots there.
Let him go. Wow, that's a shame, especially since he, like I mentioned before, he didn't even get a practice run before the race started. So his practice was that sprint race in the beginning, and I was thinking about it, which probably gave him some commentators curse there again that I've been doing to all these drivers tonight. And I just got to stop thinking.
And definitely, it's like you were talking about earlier, and just watching and driving off of the guy in front of you. He was trying to just completely, just trying to run down the car in front of Lee Tucker, and just could not, or just completely, zoned in on his car and could not focus on his braking point. Completely missed it, blew the chicane. Fortunately, though, he did the smart thing, took the slow down penalty, and he keeps on rolling.
Absolutely, much better than doing the old pit maneuver and hop back in it, I've never done that, by the way, just heads up. So it looks like Daniel McDonald got, sorry, I don't know what the hell my English is today, but it looks like he was about 2 seconds away from Ray Kingsbury, still closing that gap.
Yep, they're now coming into back onto the oval portion of the track at the same time, pretty much. You can see if you're Ray Kingsbury, you have to know he is there. You have to defend that spot, but I just don't know how you can do it with that much damage to your car.
You can't.
So they're currently tied. If Ray loses this position, then this could that would give the championship lead as they run to Savian Ragster.
Unofficially.
Yeah, unofficially, of course. Yeah, we did have that unsafe rejoin from Ragster. He cut off, I believe it was Brokaw during an incident. And
penalty points. unofficially, he would win, yes.
Correct. And definitely going to have to wait and see how everything plays out. But we can't focus on what might happen. We have to just focus on what is happening and what is going on all across the track. There's a look at your front, too. That's Clog in front of Pandev. And Pandev's got a huge run here as they come down towards the bus stop chicane. Clog tries to defend. He sweeps to the inside. A little later on the brakes as well. He's very aggressive here. Can he get the run out? We'll have to wait and see. There still is Clog in front of Panda by about 4 car lengths coming out and into oval turn number 3.
Yeah, and he knows. Pandev knows it is 5 minutes left. Tires are wearing down. Fuel's going bye-bye. You're on the last bit of your tank here. So
and here's the run sweeping
as he comes on the outside. Absolutely. He's going to try. Can he get it done? This is my question.
No way. Way later on the brakes there was Clog. About, 3 laps. So this is a 25th lap. I would guesstimate about 27 being run total. So definitely going to be fun as Clog goes a little bit wide, completely missing the apex there through the International Horseshoe. Ivan Pandev still in second place, trying to chase him down. They were 2/100th of a second apart at the line. That's a look at 16th place. That's Ray Kingsbury there in this blue Spark VR car, and Daniel McDonald right behind as well. That is another battle that could have championship implications because they're tied right now. Daniel McDonald, if he gets that spot, would take away 1 from Ray Kingsbury and give the provisional championship lead to Savian Ragster. And he's got a huge run right here, does McDonald. He's going to sweep it to the outside, see if he can't get it done under braking. I expect Kingsbury to defend it. He's going to go wide, and then he gets it right back. Kingsbury, can he hold on? My goodness, that was dangerous there from Kingsbury. Maybe just trying to do too much mirror driving right there. Thinking it up the inside now, McDonald. And Kingsbury, there's contact again. More right side contact there for Kingsbury.
And that unofficially seals the deal, ladies and gentlemen. So I said unofficially, Victor.
Battle for the lead once again. Going back at it is Pandev and Clog. You see them there side by side. And there's a lap car there in front as well that they're going to have to deal with.
And it's been kind of fun to watch here. Clog, just like with the vets, you can watch this BMW. I mean, he gets so much later on the brakes than that Ferrari does.
And that car
really
off back there, that's Chris Pio. That's Chris Pio. That's the last car that was on the lead lap. So he now goes a lap down.
You know what, though? At least he let them by. You know, it's a shame that he had to fall down to a negative lap standing, but you know, what you want to see is you want to let those guys race. You want to save the penalties and keep as many of these points as you guys can get, even if you are in lap down mode. So
as it stands, it's still Pandev, Clog. Or sorry, it's Clog then in front of Pandev, and then Ragster running third as they go around right now. Ragster now out onto oval turn number 1. And Brokaw still well behind as well. So they're about 8 seconds between Ragster and Brokaw for third.
As I believe the next time around will be 1 to go. Yes, sir. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. That'll put him on this next turnaround here. Will be the last lap. Yvonne's going to have to get this done with 1 lap left.
Panda,
can he hold it?
He's going around the outside. He's definitely there. They're side by side. He's going to have the spot at the line, but is he going to be clear enough to get it under braking? We'll have to wait and see. No. Just shooting ahead is that BMW under braking there of Josh Clog. I mean, the last 2 laps. And the interesting thing, Josh Clog loose. And Pandev then through the gravel. My goodness, the interesting thing there, the last 2 times at the line, it's been Pandev, but Clog then gets it into 1. So if it's Pandev at the line every single lap, you have to think that Pandev does have a shot, but we'll have to wait and see. He lost a lot of ground right there to Josh Clog.
I'm not sure if he's still in it right at this time, but if he may very well be. The speed that Ferrari has on the front, could give us a photo finish at this line if he can catch back up in these turns right now.
Yeah, it'll be incredible to see how everything plays out here.
No, yeah, I think he just dropped too far back, unfortunately, but what a good race by those two. Oh, just in impressive driving all around. Clog, that was quite the battle, quite the overtake. And as they come down in here, I believe this is the horseshoe, if I'm correct, right? No, back out on the straight. I'm sorry.
Bus stop chicane.
That's the bus stop chicane. I'm out of it tonight. I can't anymore.
What an incredible battle we're seeing all over the place here. I mean, the championship is going to come down to a point, it sounds like. We'll have to just wait and see overall. Oh, my goodness. What an incredible race.
Clog takes it. Wow, what a good run by Clog and Irvine. You can't count him out. He was so good for so long as we get him in here.
That is your championship provisional winner right there. Savian Ragster comes home in third place, 2 and 3 for Team Renovo. Oh my goodness, what a race. That's a look at Ray Kingsbury there. Have to see what happens for him. If he can pick up a spot, then it's his. I think on the tiebreak, it'll be his champion. That's Daniel McDonald there in front of him. He's later on the brakes for sure. Ray knows he needs this spot. He's definitely more aggressive there. He clipped the grass on the inside just a little bit. Coming back through 3 and 4. It's going to be all about the draft and the slingshot here. Let's see what happens. This is for the championship, as we're being told. Oh my goodness. He's going to cut it.
He's going to take the apron.
Oh my goodness. He took the apron but could not get it.
Oh, what a great finish.
Barring any penalties, it's Savian Ragster's championship right there. And there they are, side by side, teammates. Just, what an incredible finish.
I do have to tell you, those are some beautiful cars. Those kids did an amazing job on that paint.
What an incredible season as well. Just battles all throughout the field, came down to the wire. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Yeps, you gotta love to see it. I mean, this whole season has been up and down, and nobody's really ran away with it, which is what you like to see. You like to see a nice, close championship. Nobody ran away with anything aside from the Hard Charger Award, and you know what I mean. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, Jack Belton came up 21 spots that race. If you want to talk about your Hard Charger Award, he definitely won it tonight. He definitely took that one.
Yeah, if he'd had to start in the back, I think for one more race, there might have been a little bit of a swap change there in that one too. But just all around, man, there were so many good drivers tonight. So many people came up, 15, 20, 18 spots. Like, it was just, how do you even guess at that point?
It was just incredible all around. I mean, we've had such a great season so far. What a great way to wrap up an inaugural season here in NAS GT Americas. And we're going to have, looks like we're going to have Savian Ragster join us here in the booth. You finished third, but it sounds like, unless our math is incorrect, this is all provisional, Savian, but unless our math is wrong, you have the championship by 1 point.
Seriously?
Unless our math is wrong, you've got it by 1 point over Ray.
No way.
You can't believe it. We can't believe it. How tonight went, I mean, it was just incredible.
No way. Wow. I'm tearing up in my Oculus Rift right now. Like, I thought for sure that it was gone after that. I was upset about that race.
Now, just so you know, I do have to say it's unofficial because I got yelled at for this, and he got yelled at for this, but it is unofficial.
Okay.
It came down to Ray Kingsbury was battling for 16th position. If he got that pass, it would have been coming back to Ray on the tiebreaker, but he lost out by 1/10 of a second at the line. That's how close this championship was for you.
Oh my God, I had no idea. I had no idea what happened to Ray because I saw him up there at the start, and then first lap was real gnarly. Guys were just everywhere. I didn't even know where he went, but that is crazy.
Yeah, he was involved with heavy contact early on with Cody Erdman, and screwed up his front splitter, definitely threw off his aero, and he was running slower laps than basically the entire field. Unfortunate for him, but man, what a run you put on. Can you tell us just about, you showed up, you did big things, getting the first, you won the sprint race, and that definitely helped your championship right there. And then you did everything you could just to hang on to third.
Yeah, this was a pretty crazy, hairy race out there. I really felt like we had the pace to be 1-2, but I just made a little mistake there going into turn 1, and Michael got around me, and I was having a really hard time catching up and staying with him. He was really quick out there, and then he made the mistake coming out of turn 3 and went totally sideways, and we had some pretty hard contact, and I think my car was suffering some aero damage, but just did the best I could to get it pointed straight and be consistent.
I was we talked about that contact, live. We caught it live on the broadcast, and it was just unfortunate to see, but somehow you were still pulling away from fourth place Tim Brokaw. You finished up 10 seconds ahead of him. Just what was it like seeing yourself, especially on your relative, just kind of pulling away from the guys 4 position behind you?
That was nice. I was actually looking forward at the relative timer between me and my teammate, mostly because I was like, oh my God, he's going to be gone, and I of course want to beat Yvonne, my teammate. So that's important to me. So that's where I was focusing, and we were about stable. I think I couldn't really catch him. He was real quick today.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it after the sprint race as well. This Renovo, your company, and you work for them. You talk to these people all the time. They sponsored you in this series. How does it feel to bring home possibly a championship for them?
This is it feels incredible. As far as 2020 is gone, it's been a tough year for me personally, for everyone. So this is a real big thing for me, and I really want to thank my company, Renovo, all the support you guys have given us. We're running these custom liveries today, designed by one of our coworkers' daughter. It's just great to be here. This is a good day.
Well, hey, congratulations on the third place finish, and we'll have to double check things. But as things stand, on our minds, as things stand, you have the championship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Savian. What a great race today, man. Congratulations again.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, Saving Rags for driver of the number 91 Renovo Racing Machine. What a great race that he put on, as we are now set to be joined by driver of the 99, Ivan Pandev. Ivan, what a great race! You're not driving the zebra cars tonight, and nice. He's singing over there. He's having a good time.
They're popping the champagne already.
Yeah, we're. I think we're doing pretty good over here at Renovo HQ. I'm on a Zoom call right now with everybody watching. So
I'm not sure if you caught that on the broadcast, by the way. But as things stand right now, Savian has the championship. How does that make you guys feel on the Zoom call?
Wait, seriously?
By 1 point.
I didn't know that.
By 1 point.
What?
Yes.
I thought that I was looking at the standings and I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe it's possible, but who knows?
By 1 point, Let's by go! 1/10 of a second at the line. Yes, it was that close all through the field.
If they didn't have the campaign yet, they got it now.
Get in there. Oh.
And we talked pretty good with Savian about that. But man, your battle up front with Josh Clogg. Tell us about that.
I'm processing it. Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. That was crazy. And I think towards halfway through the race, Josh and I probably both understood. It's like, look, this is going to come down to the last lap. We're just playing chess right now. We're just kind of waiting for like the very last lap dive bomb. And I knew that, if I was leading, and the Ferrari definitely had the straight line speed today. But I also knew that if I was exiting the bus stop chicane and I had 0.8 on him, or I was 0.8 behind, I could recover from that. There was enough of a draft to where I could still be in P1 by the finish line. So I thought, I'm not panicking. It's fine. If I'm not leading the last lap, that's really okay. And then, God, we both like really sent it up turn 1 right on the last lap. I think he took it just a little bit too tight. I had some momentum on the outside, and I saw a gap, and I was like, go for the gap, and like squeeze him out. I hit the dirt. I don't know if that showed up on the broadcast. Yep. I hit the dirt, and that was a 0.08 second penalty right there.
Man, that's unfortunate.
The only penalty I got all night, just through the dirt, and it's so crazy because like it's such an unconventional pass. It's such an unconventional place to put your car. Like I haven't practiced that, so I wasn't anticipating. It's fine. So, and I serve it, and coming onto the back straight, I saw that it had a second on him. I'm like, oh man, if I could just make up 2/10 before the bus stop, maybe. And no, he had a full second on me, which was kind of far enough away to keep the Ferrari out of the draft. And that's kind of the last lap breakdown. But honestly, I had a moment halfway through the race as well where I was kind of thinking about Josh, and I was just like, the respect and the space and the kind of sportsmanship, like he's so consistent, so kind of easy to race hard. Just awesome driver, and really well deserved win.
Yeah, knowing that he was running third right there with you guys in the Drivers' Championship, does that kind of make it easier to kind of feel comfortable racing hard against some of these guys that are higher up both in the championship and in the race?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think I was thinking about championship points at the time. I think I was, I think I was just kind of more focused on Josh's behavior on track. I kind of get tunnel vision. It's hard to keep some global things in mind that aren't just, how's the car feeling? Do I need, kind of TC adjustments or BB adjustments, and who are those around me? So just based on his driving alone and nothing else, you could tell he's easy to race, and I could trust him, so all those kind of crazy sends side by side into turn one. I definitely wouldn't do that with everybody, but Josh is up there. Yeah.
As we wrap up our first ever season here of NASA GT Americas, and just wrap everything up, what are your thoughts just overall on the season, how everything went for you, for your team, and just the series overall?
I mean, so it's my first time doing a series like this, but I really like racing with the same squad of people, week after week. I like kind of getting to know you guys, kind of building a community, and it's. Am I off the broadcast?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I got
don't mind me.
My bad. No,
don't mind me. I'm just hanging out. Sorry, guys. I just barged in. I have a key.
Way to go, Mertz.
Keep going. Act like I'm not here.
No, I'm just saying it's like really good to drive, with the same people week in, week out, kind of build that trust and really be able to like kind of trust the people you're running with. It's so much fun, and I think that my season was I had some pretty high highs, but my lows were definitely lower than the rest of the competition, and I think that's what I need to work on. Consistently, definitely won the game for Savian this year, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, last week at Indianapolis hurt your championship, chances.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still took P2 tonight, and great job throughout the season. So I guess anything last words you want to say, maybe to your coworkers on your Zoom call, or?
Yeah, I'm just going to shout out everybody on the call. Hi, Owen, Chris, Justin, Jason, Matt, Connor, Sarah, Nick, and Stefan. Thanks for showing up. Babadora, ako me slušiš? Zdravej na tep. Zdrasti od vtoro mjesto. That was from my grandma. Doesn't speak English. And hi to my parents. Hi to Nicole, everybody. Thanks for putting up with my crazy schedule, staying up until 4 a.m. practicing for this stuff. So it's awesome. And thanks for hosting and everything. It was awesome.
Well, hey, thanks for racing. Thanks for putting on a great show, and we definitely appreciate you. Your sponsors, all the sponsors here in Spark GT Americas. It's definitely been fun to watch you guys, and we definitely appreciate it.
Congratulations, Ivan.
Thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon.
Yep, Ivan Pandev, driver of the number 99 for Team Renovo Racing. We have one final interview tonight. That's going to be the number 13, your winner of tonight's race, the Simracer Coin Championship night at Daytona. Josh, tell me about that battle there with Ivan.
What a race. Super tight. When making the setups and everything, I figured, man, 1 degree wing, that nobody, that's good. Definitely going to be the lowest anybody can go, but he still had like 10 miles an hour on me. He said he had 0 degree wing, so that was tough, but very fun.
Last lap, turn number 1. You guys both sent it in real deep. What was that move like?
Yeah, I knew because of that extra downforce, if I just held that inside line, that was going to be the ticket. So just try to keep it clean, keep it tidy, and worked out.
Yeah, I mean that was incredible battle, incredible season for you as well. I mean, you finished top 3, I believe, in our championship standings. What a fight you guys put on all season long. Tell us about your R Design team, your sponsor, your car, just what are your thoughts on the season overall?
It was a great season, a lot of fun. Enjoyed all the races. BMW was a tough car for some of them, but it all worked out in the end. Thanks to Tim there doing the livery and everything with the R Design, team and all that.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate. He sponsored a couple different events, and he sponsored one of the events in the season, one of the championships as well. You guys, for R Design, definitely fought hard all season long. I think Tim finished top 10 in the championship as well. Man, you guys just throughout. You talked about driving the BMW, how that was hard for you. What were your thoughts? Kind of just difference in cars, at least both tonight, especially battling with some of those Renovo guys as well as just the rest of the season. Because we definitely saw each car has its strengths at certain tracks.
Yeah, I was really surprised with the straight line speed the Ferrari had. That was definitely something to deal with. Braking too.
I mean, when you're running zero wing, you're going to have speed.
Yeah. But then on the twisty tracks, the Corvette, there was definitely a car that dominated each type of track, I felt like. Unfortunately, BMW wasn't too strong at any of them, but it worked out tonight.
It's funny that you say that each race was dominated by a certain car, because I believe it was at least 4 of our 6 races this season we had 3 different manufacturers in our top 3. So definitely interesting to see you put it that way. 0.3 of a second the difference, though. The last 2 or 3 laps by the line, Yvonne had you by, I don't know, maybe half a car length. So you finally got it done there that last lap overall. Just any kind of final thoughts, both for the season? It's the inaugural season here in NASA GT Americas, presented by Spark. Just kind of talk about what your thoughts are and what you expect to see going forward, because we got another season starting up here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, very excited for that. Thanks to everybody that organized it, and you guys for commentating and broadcasting and everything. It was always fun to watch. But very much looking forward to the next season when it starts up here soon.
And Clog, no, thank you, man. You guys put on one hell of a show tonight. That was amazing racing, amazing driving, and just all around great sportsmanship by you, Yvonne, everybody that was on the track tonight. Man, what a great race you had. Congratulations on your take home of the season finale here.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And figure while we're here, we'll stop by Disney World.
Oh, you're taking me? Finally!
Someone, we're down in Florida already. Might as well go. Thanks so much, Josh.
Limited travel.
He's buying.
Limited travel. We'll get it done.
Thank you so much, Josh Clog, driver of the number 13 R Design BMW. And what a great season it's been. Travis, any final thoughts to wrap up the season?
I got nothing. My head hurts for after tonight. It was just the most insane race I think we could have ever asked for. Everything was up in the air, from points to positions to, just who was gonna run away with it. I got nothing. I'm speechless tonight.
And what a great season it's been here in 2020. We started with a fantastic race at Watkins Glen, wrapping up here in Daytona. Make sure to stay tuned for all of our social medias, as well as YouTube and Twitch, for the start of the 2021 season, both in GT cars as well as the GT Americas or GT Rallycross. GT Rallycross, what am I talking about? No, just Rallycross, not GT Rallycross.
I don't know.
Anyway,
we take cars on the Rallycross track? That sounds like it might be fun.
We'll have a blast doing it. We'll try it out. We'll see how it goes. But man, what a great season it's been. And we have to give a huge thank you to Victor Valley. What a great season he's put on. The guys who organized this, the Kingsberries, Josh Mertz, Phil Krause, everybody on our GT review panel as well. What a fantastic season it's been. For Travis Seymour, I'm Chad Irvine. We'll see you next time right here on the Automotive Sports Network.